All right, the Joss boys are back, which must mean that you're jacked in to a new episode of Buffy's Angels. I'm Joss boy number one, Daniel Ehrenberg, and over there's Joss boy number two, Logan Adair. How's it going?
No, I'm Joss Boy number one.
You could be Joss boy number one. I don't mind.
No. What if it was? Well, that'd be a crazy turn. I go from not even wanting to be a Joss Boy to now we're fighting over who's Joss Boy number one.
Yeah, yeah.
But it makes sense because I'm such a big Buffy fan. Oh, I forgot. Tim told me to watch that singing thing yesterday, and I forgot.
Oh yeah. You should watch that.
I did plan on it, Tim.
Doctor Horrible's sing along blog.
I was gonna give a review here. I was gonna say yay or nay, but I forgot.
Oh, it's a yay. It's a yay.
There's no way that than Once More with Feeling.
I love it. I there was a period of my life when I was living with Henry, where I was like sad and drinking a lot, and I watched that so many times. Like there was a period where I just only watched that and School of Rock every night before bed.
I love that. And Henry was watching Cinderella Man.
And Henry was in the other room watching. No joke. Like that is literally during that time.
I love it.
That's cute.
But we're not here to talk about that, guys. As much as you want us to, we're not doing that. We're here to talk about Angel and Buffy, and Willow and Anya.
Well, I thought
only them four characters
shows, but then yeah, just some characters. We'll talk about Gunn a little bit too.
But that's it. That's where we draw the line.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
And Fred, a little here and there,
and Anya.
I said Anya.
Oh, okay, then great. Then we're done. All right. Angel is quickening this week. It's really the middle chapter of a trilogy of episodes. And over on Buffy is Tabula Rasa, which is a minor classic. I think would be considered more of a major classic if it didn't come right on the heels of Once More with Feeling.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I think this fits in the tier with Bewitched, Bothered, Bewildered, some of those Zeppo,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it belongs in that conversation. Fun comedy episodes, but with a very sad ending fueled by Michelle Branch. We'll get there.
That's who that was at the end.
Yeah.
Wow. We saw her. I didn't even know that's what she looked like.
I really set it up because I mentioned Michelle Branch recently on an episode of He Swift.
Well, I didn't know that was set up for this.
It was kind of.
Wow.
I think that's why she was on my mind, because we were about to get up to her on Buffy.
So this is what she looks like.
Yeah. She's sort of like almost, but not quite. I don't know. There's something about her. It's a little off, but it's good enough for that guy from the Black Keys. They're married.
I think she's cool looking.
Yeah, she's cool. She's got such a weird voice. Like her intonations. Yeah. I don't know. She does weird shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we love Michelle Branch.
Fergie made it. She does weird shit.
That's true. She recorded a special version of Goodbye to You specifically for Buffy, an acoustic stripped down version. She performed it at the Bronze, and we'll talk all about it. But let's start with Angel, because that aired the night before on November 12th, 2001. The day of American Airlines Flight 587, leaving New York, going to the Dominican Republic. It crashed upon takeoff, Logan, and everybody on it died. Oh. And that was a weird time, because we were still like right on the heels of 9/11. We were like, what the fuck is going on with plane travel right now?
Yeah, scary time.
It was weird. All right, the number one movie in America was still Monsters, Inc., hanging strong from the previous week, but don't worry about it, because at number two was the Farrelly Brothers' Shallow Hal, which is one of my father's 10 favorite movies of all time.
Really?
Yeah. My father's...
Yeah, go ahead.
He's like a real, like, they don't make them like they used to kind of guy. Like, all his other movies are like On the Waterfront or like Shane, like the old Western. But like, he's like, no, you know what one movie they really nailed it on in these last like 30 years? Shallow Hal.
I bet he like Hell or High Water. You should show him that one.
No, I don't think he did like it very much.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway, debuting at number 5 is David Mamet's Heist with Gene Hackman, which is a pretty good movie.
Is he dead or retired, Gene Hackman?
He's retired.
Okay.
Yeah. He retired after Welcome to Mooseport back in 2002. So he's right at the end here. He's about to
come back for
retire.
one more time. Does anyone pitch him stuff anymore? Like, hey, do this, do that.
Probably not these days. Like it happened for a long time after that, but he was pretty steadfast in his retirement. I feel like Nicholson is doing that right now too.
God, they got to come back for one more. Like if
Well,
Paul
that
Thomas Anderson is like, hey, I got something really good for you.
I don't
Wouldn't
know,
that be
but
cool?
he like doesn't, like Wes Anderson gave him like Royal Tenenbaums, and he like hated working on that movie. I think he was just over being in movies.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fine.
but that's sort of what Heist is about. It's like one last heist.
Mm, all right.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do. Uh, all right. Hey, Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
The Hardy Boys won the tag team titles from Booker T and Test.
Hell yeah. They
Yeah,
passed the test. They're the champions.
that's I guess that's true. They managed to avoid that big boot. All right.
And we got a swanton bomb in there, I hope.
I'm sure we did. Maybe a whisper in the wind. Uh, all right. Maybe a twist of fate.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about Angel. Our writer for this episode is Jeffrey Bell, who made his emergence this season. Is already making a splash. He's gonna be the showrunner next season. His first 2 episodes were That Vision Thing, and he co-wrote Billy with, I think, Tim Minear, and now he's back here with Quickening. And our director is a fellow by the name of Skip Skulnick.
Yeah, great name.
Skip Skulnick. Now, he's credited as a producer for the entire run of Angel. I'm not really sure what he did mostly, but he was like on set every day. He might have just been like sort of a gopher kind of guy, like whatever they need him to do. But he was well liked on the set. The character of Skip, who was introduced in That Vision Thing, was named after him. And he's going to direct like 4 or 5 episodes of Angel, and this is the first one.
I don't remember the character Skip, but I know I see his name in every episode.
He was that demon fella that was guarding Billy in the fire.
They
jail.
talk about like your commute to work, him and Angel.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
We'll see him again.
All
he
right.
was Roy from The Office.
Oh shit, that was Roy. Okay.
Yeah,
Of course. David Denman.
That's correct.
All right.
All right. So that's all I got. Let's get into Quickening.
Yeah. Let's go real quick through this episode. We start.
I always think this is a bad title for this episode too. Because
I don't even understand it.
I think Quickening is a pregnancy thing.
Really?
Like, yeah, but for me, it makes it feel so much like part 2 of a 3-parter that I never remember what happens in this episode. I just remember that it's part 2 of this. But like, it's actually really good. I really enjoyed the episode. I thought it was better than the one last week.
Yeah, I see one definition: reach a stage in pregnancy when movements of the fetus can be felt. But it's like the 5th definition you find here.
Yeah,
nobody really thinks about it.
They could have topped that.
Yeah, like 3rd trimester would be a better title or something like that.
Yeah, or like creepy male guy.
Who's the male guy?
I liked that male guy.
Oh, Cyril.
Yeah, we never see him again after this episode, but I love him in this
I meant
episode.
to look the actor up. If he felt a little familiar to me. He was cool.
No,
like
he's in like Weasley. Nothing.
No, okay.
Yeah.
But we start in York, England, 1764. And I still have my notes from the last episode. This is prior to the last episode. Last episode, we were in Rome, 1771.
Well, he was hunting them like for murdering his family, and they hadn't done that at this point yet.
Right. So, yeah. So just letting the audience know, this is even further in the past than the last episode. Pretty cool. And we murder his family. We has a daughter and he has a wife, and then we hear a baby crying, and we're like, what do we do about that noise? Gotta stop it. Kill it. The baby. So there we go.
Yeah, she goes, do you want to do it or should I? Or he says that. And then later in the episode, when like Angel has his hand on Darla's stomach, like feeling the baby kicking. She says to
Oh,
him, "Do you want to do it or should I?" It's
okay,
like a
good call.
pretty fucking dark callback.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. That's good.
Hmm.
So from that scene, we go to the Hyperion Hotel. We see Darla sleeping. Oh, I guess is that when they say it? They do it right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought he. Oh, so it's not that big of a callback. I thought he did it
No, no,
here and then at the end of the episode. It's just
no,
like
no, no,
immediately
no.
a callback.
Yeah, yeah. It's right
And
away.
I still didn't catch it though. So
Good
terrible
job.
job by me. So Holtz, we're teaching Holtz history. There's this guy. What's his name?
Sajan.
Yeah, I caught it later. Sajan. He's teaching him history. He has like these TV set up, and he's like, "This was World War I.
He's the
This
guy
was
that
World
was
War
that
Two."
werewolf hunter on that episode of Buffy. Remember?
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is weird. Like, who put this together for him? It's like a montage of events.
I don't
It's
know.
like
It's pretty cool.
here's where we landed on the moon. Here's the Revolutionary War. Here's the Beach Boys.
Here's Rosa Parks. She
Yeah.
said, "Hell no, motherfucker." And then and we learn there's another dimension where
Another dimension.
right?
That's from a Beastie Boys song.
Damn it. Damn it.
Sorry.
And Rajan says he looks so good, not because he's from another dimension, but because he's had a little work done around the eyes.
That's right.
I thought that was funny. I thought this was a little lazy. Everyone just comes into the room at once. Like we got the room that Darla was sleeping in, Darla and Angel. Everyone just enters the room. It's Gunn, Wesley, Cordelia, Fred. It felt so poorly staged. I thought everyone just like walks into the room.
You want to blame it on Skip, first time director?
I don't know because I felt like the dialogue didn't work for me some in this episode. I don't know if it was a
Okay.
writing thing or directing thing. But we learn about the Niazian scroll,
Right.
something about that, and the Troclon. I don't know what either of those things mean, but I wrote them down. And we learn that Wesley says cut the head off of the baby when it gets born because they can't have an abortion apparently. That's a thing. They
Yeah.
can't kill it while
Yeah.
it's still in there.
Well, they tried to. She tried to with like mystics and shit, and they couldn't.
Right. So just wait and then cut its head off. And then Darla starts going into labor, but it turns out later it's like a fake labor. We learn really. But
Braxton Hicks contractions. I first heard about them on Friends because there's an episode where Phoebe thinks she's going into labor, and it turns out they're Braxton Hicks contractions.
oh shit, this is a real thing. You can
Yeah,
have fake contractions.
yeah.
Oh my god, I like in Friends whenever Rachel is pregnant and she goes into labor because she and Ross start making out.
Oh
You remember
yeah,
that?
yeah. They on the couch.
He starts kissing her too much, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so powerful." Because he turned her on by just kissing her, or he put her into labor by just kissing her. It was pretty
I
funny.
mean, pretty good job, Ross.
What was the thing there? It was because Joey ends up proposing to her. Why is that? I always forget about that.
Joey proposes. Oh, well, that was an accident.
It's an accident.
Yeah, it's like Ross is gonna propose to Rachel, and Joey finds the ring, and he's on his knees, and Rachel walks in. He's on his knees with a wedding ring, and she thinks he's proposing to her.
Oh, really? I always took that as a very sweet moment from Joey, like he's stepping up, but it was a total accident.
Well, there's another moment where Joey says like, if you want me to, like, because this is before they know who the father of the baby is. He
Oh, I
says
think
that
this is what I'm thinking of.
yeah, he says that he'd marry her. He'll step up.
Oh yeah,
But
that's it. I was like, hell
yeah,
yeah, Joey. That's like the biggest thing you've ever done. That's pretty cool. Um, so I don't know. We go Lila and Gavin talk.
Matt LeBlanc won the supporting actor Emmy that season.
Wow, good for Matt.
Yeah.
Anything from Wolfram and Hart scene with Cyril and Gavin and Lila? I talk something about unidentified pregnant female. I wrote down. I don't know what that is about.
Oh, this is when so we've learned that Gavin has bugged the Hyperion Hotel, and so they've got cameras all over the place. But they like lost audio for a couple days. So like there's been a pregnant lady wandering around, and
Mm,
Lila immediately recognizes her as Darla. And
true.
so they've got to like jump on that.
That's right. That's right. So So that's where we figured that out. Yeah, Gavin's like, we didn't go there because he like sent an exterminator crew. He's like, we didn't go there to take the bugs out. We sent them to put the bugs in. It's like what? All right.
And later on the Hawaii Five O reboot, uh, Daniel Day Kim and Julie Benz would be romantically linked.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
beautiful. I
how
love
about
that.
that?
So we meet this new guy with white haired guy. What was his name?
Linwood Morrow, another LM initial in
Hmm.
Wolfram and Hart. We we introduced a guy Nathan near the end of last season, the guy with the glasses. Remember? I
Yes.
think like the actor was doing other shit. We weren't able to get him, and so we had to create this new character, Linwood Morrow.
Okay. Well, this is Linwood. I thought he was pretty good. I'm excited for more.
Yeah,
And there's a line I thought was funny. He says he left his wife for a younger beauty. That was pretty good.
yep.
And so our gang,
And who wouldn't?
oh, come now. uh, we decided to go to a like this fake hospital. It's like a practice hospital, they say.
It's not a practice hospital. It's a teaching hospital, which is
That's what I
just like
meant to say.
it's a regular hospital. Like there are hospitals like this, but where like medical students follow the doctors around to learn on the job. A lot of TV hospitals are like this because it lets like medical students coexist with real doctors, like in plot lines.
Right.
So like Scrubs was a teaching hospital, as is Grey's Anatomy.
Okay. So you have more experience with teaching hospitals than I do.
Yes, yes, I've been watching them for years.
Cyril, something about Master Tarfall, the Underlord of Pain. What the hell is going on
That
here?
was wild.
What is
I
that?
I loved the phone message though. It was like,
Yeah, press
press
one to
one,
leave a
yeah,
message.
right, and
Press
press
two to talk to
three.
Master Tarfall, the
Yeah, it
Underlord of
was like
Pain.
press three to send a tribute to Master Tarfall, Master of Pain. Yeah, it was really good.
That was actually one of my favorite parts of the whole serease. I loved that little bit. That was hilarious. Um, yeah, so we go to well, back to York, England, 1773. Holds this is I guess when that guy shows up.
Do you think this is where the York Foundation began?
Yes, in
I know you're a
1773
big fan.
in England.
Wait. So what happens here?
I don't
Oh,
know that
it's like 9 years
Sajan guy
later.
shows up.
It's 9 years after the previous flashback. So it's 1772,
Three.
three. Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, Sajan.
He says, "This is your chance. You're only going to meet Angel 200 years from now. I can take you to when that's going to be, but if you say no, then this is it."
Then you're gonna die like a sad old man.
So Holt says, "I'm going to go with you, buddy.
Yeah,
Sajan. That sounds fun." I like Sajan. He like turns off his demon face and he's like a normal guy.
yeah. I'm a big fan of this character. He's really good.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. So we learned that Darla, it was like all the fake labor, whatever that term you said earlier. It's all that thing.
Braxton Hicks.
Braxton Hicks syndrome. I don't know. We go to Wolfram and Hart again. The white that guy kills a guy.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like a psychic. I liked that moment because like the psych he goes like, "All right, you can go home now." And the psychic's like, "Wait, you're gonna kill me?" And Linwood's like, "Where was that ability when we were trying to figure out the Darla shit, motherfucker?" I
Yeah, it was a
love
pretty
that.
scary moment actually. He was pretty came off pretty menacing. That was good.
Yeah.
And so we learn. Oh, I love this part. He says he like fake steps up. He says, "If anything goes wrong, don't worry, guys. I'll step up." And Lila's like, "Wow, that's very brave of you, Mr. Linwood." And he's like, "And I'll step up and blame you, Lila." This
Yeah.
episode kind of has some fun moments, actually.
I like all the Wolfram and Hart stuff a lot.
Yeah, that might
I
be the
feel
best
like
part.
that's what was missing in the previous episode.
I think that's a good take. Yeah. And so we there's this guy that's meditating and he has mind powers.
What? Oh, this guy. Yeah, yeah. It's sort of a red herring. But yeah, he like summons a sword from a wall and then does like a cool sword thing. And you think this guy's gonna be like a real threat, but then he just gets like fucking eaten by vampires later.
Oh, really? He died?
Yeah, he like during the scene where they're in
Oh
that
yeah.
hospital, he's like jumps down and he's like, "Motherfuckers, die!" And then like they're surrounded by the vampires at that point. And the vampires just fucking swarm them.
Right. His name was Fet Vonovich, which is a pretty cool name. Did he have bird's feet? Like like
That was the doctor.
oh, this isn't Fet Vonovich? That's a different guy?
Yeah, that's a different guy.
Oh shit. So I forgot who this guy was then. I don't remember.
This
But
dude's only in two scenes. We see him like meditate and pick up the phone and summon that sword and shit, and then we see him attack and die. And then there's this other character, Fedvanovich, who's like the world's foremost expert in like paranormal babies or something.
then he dies
And
too.
he eventually dies too. But yeah, that's the one you're thinking of with the bird feet.
Okay, yeah, that was a cool reveal. So we met those two and Saja on this episode.
And Cyril. No, we met Sajan last week.
All right, I remember you said his name. And Cyril. This is a pretty action-packed episode.
Yeah, a lot going on.
And so we're back, we're doing the ultrasound or whatever, and we learned that she has a human boy inside of her. And I loved all of Angel's reactions to that. And then Fred tells us that we're surrounded by vampires. And they start chanting about the miracle child. They're after the miracle child.
Yeah,
So
here's my LVP, the leader of this sect of vampires. I thought he was pretty bad.
I think that that's fair. He's like the leader of the Byzantium, the Knights of
Yeah,
Byzantium.
yeah,
Similar
maybe a
vibes
little
there.
bit. Yeah.
I like that. And I don't know. Are we grappler demons? Something about grappler demons?
Oh, that's the thing where Sajan takes Holtz. He's like, I got some like henchmen for you.
Oh yeah, and they're
And
boxing each other.
yeah, and they're just like these like dumb demon guys with tusks.
Yeah, they were cool, I guess. And so this is where we meet Fetvanovich, and he's there. He says he's gonna dissect the mother and the child. So he's gonna dissect Darla and her baby.
Yeah, and when he says that, Linwood like puts his arm around him like a proud dad. Like he's such a fucking creep. I love it.
That's funny. Fred, great part here where she says, "Well, good thing for us, the vampires don't know that the knife won't even hurt the baby."
Well,
And
now they
Darla's
do. Vampires have really good hearing, bitch.
great stuff. Fred doesn't do a lot here, but she bats 1,000 in my opinion. And so whatever, we escape that place. We go back to the hotel, and Fetvanovich comes in. Oh yeah, because he's working for Gavin, so he comes in on right.
Yeah, well, first we go back to the hotel. We don't see anybody, and then like a SWAT guy stands up in the frame, and
True.
it's like, oh, I like that moment
Yes. What were these cages for? The
for
Ivanovic one.
Darla and the baby.
One for Darla, one for the baby. Oh, I
Yeah,
guess that makes perfect sense. And then so we're driving the car. Angel's driving, but we have to stop. I think Wesley says we have to get those scrolls, whatever those
yeah,
scrolls were called
yeah.
earlier.
They said like everybody else, like this vampire sect and Wolfram and Hart, and like all these people seem to like know about this baby like way more than we do, so it's got to be like foretold somewhere. So he wants to stop and get the Nyazian scrolls because he figures there's got to be stuff about it in there. So they park in an alleyway a few blocks from the Hyperion, and Angel goes over to pick him up himself.
That's right. That's right. I didn't like that plan. Um, guess we'll see in the next episode what happens from that. But yeah. So
Yeah, you're right, he should have brought at least like gun or something.
yeah, I think gun is a good option.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's doing there. It's like how Buffy, like in the Buffy episode at the end, how she's like, "Ain't or Spike, me and you are gonna go fight everyone. Everyone else is gonna escape." Like Buffy knew to bring Spike along, you know.
That's true,
And here
even
Angel goes
without
by
her
himself.
memory.
Even without her memory, she didn't know that Spike was a vampire and that he'd actually be the right choice. And so I don't know, but so Angel goes in there, or whatever, and we learned that guy was a bird or whatever. That's what I wrote. And so funny here.
I'm like a bird. I want to fly away. That's a Nelly Furtado song, gang.
Yeah. And what you've said, you don't like her that much?
I like Nelly.
Oh, really? I feel like I said once I'm a fan of her, and you said you weren't.
I didn't like her when she got all poppy. That happens to me a lot.
You don't like
That
that?
happens to me a lot. I like when like real acoustic like hippie chicks like get into the pop world, they like lose me. I didn't like when that happened with Gwen Stefani. I didn't like it when it happened with Jewel.
Did you say it happened with Taylor?
Intuition. It kind of did happen with Taylor, but in that case, it's like the reverse. You got it only better.
Yeah, and she also goes back and forth. Like she doesn't trap herself in that just in
That's
pop or
true,
anything.
man. You can't put Taylor in a box.
No, hell no, hell no. So Fred, very funny. She says, "What could happen in another minute?" And then Darla starts real labor, right?
Yeah, her water breaks right in the car.
Right in the car, got it all wet. Whose car is that?
I
Angel's
know.
car?
It's Angel's car. Yeah, that back seat's gonna be fucked up forever now.
Jesus. Um, I bet him and Darla have made bigger messes in the back before. Anyway, so
Not in this fucking car. He's only had it a couple of years.
oh, yeah, true. And a cool crane shot. We end on a cool crane shot. Goes up and the
We did.
car in the alley. Cool stuff. And that's the end. What do we
Yeah,
do? MVP. I want to go Angel this episode.
just straight up Angel. I like
I feel like
it.
I haven't gotten him in a little bit. I thought he was good. I liked all of his reactions about I'm gonna have a boy.
What if I go with Lila?
I think that's good. You said you liked the Wolf from Heart, and I was trying
Yeah,
to think of who I'd pick from over there, but I wasn't sure. I like that. I thought about going the white haired guy. He was cool.
yeah. He had a good first step.
But
Um,
Lila, there was one part where we show her the footage. Was that Gavin? He says like
that
we've
was Cyril. Cyril, the male
oh
guy, shows her, and she's like, "Are you blackmailing me, you piece of shit?"
right. But she thinks like he's on her side now, but really he was on the other side or
That's
whatever.
right. Yeah.
Cyril was cool.
There's a lot going on with that character, and then we never see him again. It's very weird.
Yeah, didn't expect that. So
Mhm.
so that's an LVP. Who was that guy you said? I'll agree with that.
The leader of the vampires that are like trying to protect the miracle child.
MVP, LVP. We go threes.
Yeah, I'll go. I might go four.
Whoa. I don't think I'm
You know,
anywhere near four, but that's fine.
yeah. Where did I have the one last week? Because you could count me up from there.
Okay, last week Offspring, right?
Yeah,
You had
keep
ahead of
them
it.
separated.
That's 13. Ahead of it, Guys Will Be Guys, Dead End, To Shenshu in LA.
Wait, I don't like any of those less than this. So
Right.
you could just put this right above that.
Right above Offspring. So you have it.
Yeah.
That's your new 13. And I put it below Offspring by a couple. I had Offspring at 20. I'm gonna put this 22 between that Vision thing. No, I'll put it right below it. No, I'll put it
Okay.
right above it too. Why wouldn't
Oh,
I?
listen to you changing your mind.
Yeah, well, yeah, why wouldn't I? I think I did like this one more. The Wolfram and Hart stuff added an element. So I'll go 20 between Through the Looking Glass and Offspring.
Okay,
I like that.
I'm in. Shall we move on to Buffy?
I feel like there's not a lot to predict or anything. I feel like I don't really know what's being set up that much. I mean, we have Holtz and Sajan.
Well, we're just in the middle of this. Like, there's a lot of balls in the air right now.
Yeah. And you said it's the second of a trilogy, so I guess next it's all gonna get finished next episode.
Not finished, but like I feel like these episodes, like the last one ends on a cliffhanger pretty much, and then this one is like it picks right up, and then the same thing happens next week, and then like we maybe take some time. I might be remembering this as a trilogy because there were like reruns for a while after the next one.